Okay. Adharmabhibhavat Krishna. Bhavat Krishna. Bhavat Krishna. Pradushyanti Kulastriyaha. Strishu Dushtasu Varshneya. Jayate Varna Sankaraha. Shriya, you raised your hand, Nana. Are you still connecting? Yeah, she's still connecting. It's fine. So, Anshika, will you repeat after me again? Adharmabhibhavat Krishna.
Adharmabhibhavat Krishna.
Pradushyanti Kulastriyaha.
Pradushyanti Kulastriyaha.
Strishu Dushtasu Varshneya.
Strishu Dushtashu Varshneya.
Jayate Varna Sankaraha.
Jayate Varna Sankaraha.
Thank you. So this is now we have seen in the previous, until previous shloka, we have seen that Arjuna is trying all different possible ways. What is the intention here? To make Krishna speak. And beyond that, what is his intention? To convince Krishna that everything is okay, we can get away from the war, run away from the field, go home or go under a tree, sit there, meditate and spend your entire life, do nothing. Being a Kshatriya, he wanted to run away from his core duty. We talked about Varna system in the previous class. I did not tell you the names of those 4 categories, but we discussed those 4 categories. How many of you remember what are the 4 categories? There was, I will give you who wants to say that?
Me, Uncle Sriya.
Priyatali, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras.
So, what was the core action or responsibility of Kshatriyas?
Kshatriya is a warrior, like he has to fight.
Protection and saving the wealth. Protecting the wealth, protecting the resources, protecting people. It is a very important responsibility. You know, it is not easy. It is not easy. You yourself have to protect. First of all, you have to protect yourself. Be happy, be healthy, be safe, and then also take the responsibility of protecting others. Making sure they are safe, they are sleeping happily. That's what exactly our soldiers do these days. Kshatriya clan, right? That category of okay, that's fine. Then we have another category which was Brahmana. Now in Kshatriya, there was a very aggressive attitude, mental attitude. Without that aggression, they cannot perform their activities. You cannot expect sane sadhu lakshana purusha to go into the war and be able to fight with people. This is very difficult. So the mental attitudes of Kshatriyas was more rajasic, more aggressive, more passionate, right? More energetic and enthusiastic, anxious. Now at the same time, there was Brahmana category where the mentality, so these were all based on the mental and physical attitudes. Nowadays there is no such distinction, you know. Everybody has got everything. Hmm. Everybody is now tuned. This is Kali Yuga. So there is no Varna system in Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, everybody is everything. It's all mixed up. Which is what here in this shloka Arjuna was mentioning. That this will happen. And it already happened, right? So, but in Dwapara Yuga, there was still that distinction. That Kshatriya will perform all the duties of Kshatriya. Brahmana will do the duties of Brahmana. Now, why that categorization? A lot of people may misinterpret our culture as a caste-based culture, where we only try to divide people into categories and then try to, try to say that one is above the other. There is no hierarchy in Varna system. There is no hierarchy. The ability to think and work made a particular category function the way it was functioning. And this continued. Now, when you do the same activity again and again, what will happen? You will get good at it. If you are reading the same shloka every day, you don't need a book anymore. Even in the sleep, when somebody says shloka 10, chapter 14, you will say, yes. You will get to it. Why? Because you have been chanting every day. That is called specialization. Now, imagine everything that is done in a country by people of that country is a specialized activity. Right from cleaning the house to praying the God to fighting in the war field to earning money and producing agricultural goods. If everyone who is performing that action is the best in that field, how will that country be? Imagine. Everything that happens in the country, every action is performed by the specialist only, not a mediocre person, but only by the specialist. What will be the fate of that country? It will be filled with wealth. It will be filled with happiness. It will be filled with prosperity. That was the secret behind the Varna system. To make a country, not an individual, but a country more established and be happy. So when you read these kind of verses, it is very obvious that you may get a debating attitude from others who would like to prove that this is why Sanatana Dharma is not correct. Or the teachings of Krishna is not correct, is what people try to come up. And these are the shlokas where it gets easily misinterpreted, not only by others who do not know the Sanatana Dharma, but also by us who are part of Sanatana Dharma. Right? I know there are certain syllabus in certain countries where they teach that India is a caste-based system where one caste is always trying to jeopardize the opportunities of the other caste. Suppressing the other caste. Well, that is how people have started behaving in Kali Yuga. It is not just here, everywhere there is one powerful person trying to always suppress the other. You can see various things that are happening in the world today, wars, everything, right? One powerful country or one powerful person will always be will be suppressing, regardless of caste, regardless of religion, regardless of what social status they are in. This is common now, right? But we started some time back, our foolish people misinterpreted these texts and started doing wrong things way back. But what Arjuna is saying here, let's come back to that. The reason why I spent some time on Varna system is because here they are talking about Varna Sankaraha. Sankaraha means mixture. What is a mixture here? Mixture of Kshatriya, Brahmana, Brahmana, Vaishya, Vaishya, Shudra, Shudra, Kshatriya. All these combinations, beautiful combinations. Mixing of these will happen. Varna Sankara will happen. Why will it happen first of all? Because in the war, when the men get killed, there will be women without husbands, without son, without brothers to protect them. What will happen to such women? They will not be safe in the society. There will be lusty men, there will be bad people, and they may be getting tortured, or they may get married forcibly into wrong families. Some king may come and say, hey, I want all these women to be married to me. It's his wish. Foolish people have always been there in the society. So what will happen? There is always a possibility that the Varnas may get mixed. And so what will happen? It is something like a boy who is supposed to be born with a mental attitude of Brahmana is forced to get into the war because he is a son of Kshatriya. A Shudra who has the highest capability of serving and doing labor to protect, to serve the society, becomes the son of somebody who is producing goods, who is doing business. Imagine, that is the current state. You will see a Kshatriya performing laborious activity, intellectual activities, forced into all different dimensions. That is the current world. So this text, the shloka was written how many years back? 5,800 years back. So during that time, this was a problem. Now it is a reality, so we don't have to discuss about the problem. It is already a reality now. Okay? So it is something like you ask an engineer to go into an operation theater and perform the cardiac surgery. What will be the state of the patient? What will be the state of the patient when an engineer goes into the operation theater and then starts a surgery? What can you think about the patient? Patient will not survive. Patient will not survive. Yes, Shriya was trying to say that. Patient will not survive. This is what was the idea Arjuna is giving here. He is saying, Krishna, you are not understanding. If I kill all these men, the ladies that I am leaving behind will be tortured, will be ill-treated, will get married into wrong houses, forcefully, without their interest. There will be a Varna Sankara that will exist then. And once Varna Sankara happens, nobody knows what they are doing. A very nice logical interpretation, and that is very fact. That is true. Now, let's go to 42 and see. So here he says, Adharma abhi bhavat Krishna. There will not be any dharma. Because dharma depends on your, what is dharma? Doing right thing. Correct? What is right to me? What is right to me? Who can tell you what is right to me? What is right to me is based on my physical and my mental abilities. If I'm mentally prepared to teach, if you force me to do an activity which is not in my ability, I will fail. So from everyone doing the best job in a given country, you will get to a state where it is everyone doing the mediocre job or a low quality job in a country. Where will the country go? Adharma. That is called adharma. So adharma abhibhavat Krishna pradushyanti kulastriyaha. These striya for various kulas will be tortured, lamented. They will be forcefully married into the other houses. Thereby there will be Varna Sankara. Jayate Varna Sankaraha. Okay? The mixture of Varnas will happen. Now in 42, he is continuing with that. Who is going to chant along with me? Shriya, you would like to chant?
Yes, Uncle.
Sankaro narakayaiva.
Sankaro narakavaya.
Sankaro narakayaiva.
Sankaro narakavaya.
Narakayaiva. Kulagnanam.
Kulajnanam.
Kulasya cha.
Kulasya cha.
Patanti pitaro hyesham.
Patanti pitaro hesham.
Lupta pindodaka kriyaha.
Lupta pindodaka kriyaha.
So, Sankaro Narakashcha. Here now again another addition to it. What he's saying? He says that it will become a Naraka. It will become the Bhuloka, which is a pleasant place to live and having an opportunity. Why people select Bhuloka? Because it is a 50-50 chance. You can go to Swarga, you can go to Naraka based on what you do in Bhuloka. So this Bhuloka will become Narakaloka. Why? Because there will not be any dharma. There will not be any righteous activity. And in such a place, you cannot expect anything good. So everything will be bad. There will be pain, there will be hunger, there will be diseases, there will be poverty, there will be trouble, there will be mad fight for wealth. It will be Naraka. That is how Narakaloka is, where people get immensely foolish and out, and then they try to create problems for themselves and also to the society. That's how it will become. Why it will become like that? It was believed in those days that when you perform, when your elders die and they go to heavenly abode, right? The son in the family is supposed to perform a ritual called Pinda Pradana. Pinda Pradana. A Pinda Pradana is nothing but offering food and water. Pinda Udaka. Pindodaka Kriya. Pindodaka Kriya is Pinda plus Udaka. Food and water. To whom? To Pitru. Pitru means whom? Those who have died and who are in a different realm. But still, it was believed, and it is still believed, that they watch upon us. They shower their blessings. When do they shower their blessings? When will you think of somebody's good? Varsha, when will you think of somebody's good? If you are in trouble, can you think of others' good? Suppose if you have not eaten anything for 3 days, imagine. These days it's not possible, but let's imagine 3 days you did not eat anything. Can you think of feeding somebody?
No, because I don't have to.
It's very, very difficult. Can you think of, oh, everybody should be happy and let me bless, let me help someone? Will you ever do that? No. If you are in trouble, you cannot do that. Pitru is also the same. If you stop feeding them, what will happen? They cannot think of anything else, isn't it? So similarly, he says, Arjuna says, give the logical statement here as, because the sons in the war are all dying, they will not be able to offer Pinda and Udaka to the Pitru. If they are not able to offer Pinda and Udaka to the Pitru, water and food to the Pitrus, then Pitrus will be in deep trouble, in agony. Though they want to bless and shower their blessings onto us, onto the Bhuloka, they will not be able to do that. Why? Because they themselves are in a very painful state. అందుకే అంటారు ఎప్పుడు కూడా ఎవరిని బాధ పెట్టకూడదు. Because when they are not good, they cannot bless anybody. So even for the sages and saints, you should not hurt them. If you hurt them, they will not be able to do what they are supposed to do. Bless this world, grace this world, shower their blessings. You will not be able to do that. So he says, in that kind of a condition, today whatever we are because of the blessings from them. The moment we don't take care of them, those blessings will just get stopped. And so this place, beautiful place that you are calling as Bhuloka, will become Narakaloka. Why? Because of all this mixture that you have done. People do not know what to do. And sometimes there will not be anybody to do these activities because the families are without boys, families are without men, families are without proper direction on what should be done. So at that point in time, the Pitrus will not feel good and they will stop blessing us. Patanti Pitarokyesha. Patanti, they will fall down. They will fall down in the sense they will feel bad, they will feel agitated, they will feel depressed, they will feel disappointed looking at this Bhuloka, and this Bhuloka will become a Naraka. That is what is the, see how many different dimensions Arjuna's mind. Look at his intellectual power. How can you think convincing a person in these many ways? Absolutely fantastic intelligence. Everybody should wish we get the intelligence like Arjuna. But the only problem here is he is using all the knowledge and using his intelligence and proposing a goal and an objective that is non-dharmic. which is against his dharma. He is a king. He is built to be a king. He has all the weapons, tools, everything to put things in the right place. But he doesn't want to do that, and he is convincing against it. This is exactly what happens when you are so intelligent, so smart, so good that you can perform very well, and still you debate with your parents why you should not do something. Just because you want to spend time somewhere else. This is happening in a current world. So we are all behaving like Arjuna. All right. Let's go to 43. Who is going to chant 43 along with me? Okay. Let's have Varsha. Doshai retai.
Doshai retai.
Kulagnanam.
Kulagnanam.
Varna sankara karakaihi.
Varna sankara karakai.
We'll repeat again. Doshai retai kulagnanam.
Doshai retai kulagnanam.
Varna sankara karakaihi.
Varna sankara karakaihi.
Utsadyante.
Utsadyante.
Jati dharmaha.
Jati dharmaha.
Kula dharmascha shashwataha.
Kula dharmascha shashwataha.
Again, second line. Utsadyante jati dharmaha.
Utsadyante jati dharmaha.
Kula dharmascha shashwataha.
Kula dharmascha shashwataha.
Doshaihi etehe kulagnanam. Gna is whenever you say gna, gnato, it means killing or finishing it off. Kulagnanam. Doshair etehe kulagnanam varna sankara karakaihi utsadhyante jati dharmaha kula dharmascha shashwataha. He is saying, don't think, Krishna, that it is going to be a temporary change. If I kill these all kings in front of you, don't think this is going to be a temporary change, that Pitrus will be disappointed, that the Bhuloka will become a Naraka, that the Striyas of various kulas will get tortured, and there will be Varna Sankara. Don't think it is going to be a temporary 1 day, 2 day affair. It is only going to continue. How long? 1 month? 2 months? Shashwataha. As long as the world lives thereafter, this cannot be controlled after that. So he is magnifying the problem. He is not only telling the problem, he is trying to magnify the problem. Arjuna has this capability of putting things in the perspective where people can easily get convinced. Why he is not able to convince Krishna? Did not speak. Krishna did not speak at all. You try all different ways of convincing your Amma. She doesn't listen to you. What will you do next? What will be the last thing you do? Vidura, what will you do?
Yes.
You ask for something, you ask your mummy for something, you don't get it. You ask in all different ways, you don't get it. What will you do towards the end?
I'll ask someone else and see if they say yes.
Oh, you are very smart. You are much smarter than Arjuna. But let's say if Amma is only there in the house, nobody else, everybody else is traveling or somewhere else, and you don't have any other option, what will you do? Oh my God. That she is also not there.
I don't have money.
You know what I used to do in my childhood? I'll tell you later, but let's see others, what they have, some different ideas. What will Anai do? Can you imagine what will Anai do if Venala auntie or Krishna uncle doesn't give him what he wants? What will he do? What will Anai do? What will he do, Anai? What will Krishna? What will
he will cry.
See, that is the last weapon. I don't know if he cries Arjuna here, but we will continue. Okay, so here he is just saying in 43, Arjuna is trying to like blast out and say this is the maximum you can expect, nothing is going to work, the world will come to an end, the world will become a naraka, and it's not going to be 1 day affair, 1 month affair, 1 week affair, it's going to be shashvataha, continuous thereafter. Amazing talent this Arjuna has. All right, we are going into 44. Now these are all Arjuna Vishada. Why Vishada? He is talking intelligently, uncle. He is talking so beautifully intelligent. He is proving himself as the best intelligent person on this earth. Why at all this should be a Vishada? You should understand one thing. When you know you are capable of something and you are convincing others that you don't want to do that, for whatever reason, internally there will be a lot of pain. You may not know it. Suppose if you are a great singer, okay, you are a great singer, you love singing, but you have stage fear. A very good singer, but you have stage fear. There is an opportunity where somebody says, please come and sing. You say, I have just taken my food, I cannot sing. Or you will say, no, at this time of the day, my throat gets dried out, I cannot sing. Whenever you are doing that, you may be convincing that you are not going to perform the activity where you are good at, but internally, as you see the opportunity go away, somebody else coming and doing a bad job on the stage, that spot will not be lost. That spot will be filled by somebody else. Let's say if that person is not doing the best job, you will feel, oh my God, I should have gone. Why, Bhavan? Why you always do this? Why don't you go? You would have made many people happy by just singing. You've been talented, gifted with that. Why didn't you do that? You will feel bad. But what can you do? You do have the stage fear. So this feeling of pain internally that happens when you don't do the activity that you are good at, for whatever reason, you convince that you don't want to do that, there is an internal pain. Arjuna is going through all that pain as he explains. We cannot see that. We will see that very soon. Sanjaya is not explaining his mental behavior. What is he going internally? Nobody is explaining. But he is definitely feeling for his relations. He is definitely feeling for now his relations, that they will be lost. Oh my God, what will happen to their lives? What will happen to this? This is all Vishada. That's why we call it as a Vishada, Arjuna Vishada Yoga. 44. Who's going to chant 44? Okay. Let's have Shriya this time. Okay, Nana? Shriya? Utsanna kula dharmanam.
Utsanna kula dharmanam.
Again. Utsanna kula dharmanam.
Utsanna kula dharmanam.
Manushyanam janardana.
Manushyanam janardana.
Narake niyatam vaso.
Narake niyatam vaso.
Bhavatityanu-shushruma.
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 Utsanna-kula-dharmanam manushyanam janardana.
Utsanna kula dharmanam manushyanam janardana.
Narake niyatam vaso bhavatityanu-shushruma.
नरके नियतं वासो भवति त्वनुशुश्रुमा.
So again, this is a conclusion. It is a conclusion. It is not any different from what he said previously. What he's saying, Utsanna Kula Dharmanam, when these religious practices have been lost, Utsanna, are lost, are destroyed. Utsanna means destruction. When these Kula Dharmas, when these activities of the Varna that they have to perform, when these activities are lost, which means the quality in that activity is lost, when everything is in a bad state, when your forefathers are not blessing you, when this place becomes a naraka, when the woman in the place is not happy and forced to do things which are not in her favor, when this is not just going to be a 1 day, 2 day affair, when it is going to be a continuous affair, how can we be happy? How good of a solution is that? Krishna is asking the question. He is giving the conclusion. Right? He says, Anushushruma means I have heard about it. I have heard about it that where there are no religious practices happening, at such places, there can never be any happiness. There can never be any prosperity. But unfortunately, Krishna is very silent. We have to understand why Krishna is silent, but we will discover Krishna in probably the next shloka or maybe towards the end of this chapter. The next Sunday is going to be the end of first chapter. And the subsequent Sunday will be a summary of first chapter. I would like you to come back and give me what you have understood from the first chapter. Okay? So keep notes ready and then you can stand for like 5-10 minutes. You'll just go through around everyone and see if you have anything to share about first chapter. So whatever you have understood from first chapter, not coming Sunday, Sunday thereafter. Okay? We will be doing a summary. Next Sunday will be the last session for chapter 1. Right? So let's close this session with a closing prayer. Om Sarvesham Swasthir Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrutyorma Mrutam Gamaya Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Have a wonderful rest of the week. We'll catch up again next Sunday. All right. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Nana.
Bye.
Bye, Uncle.
Bye, Anai. Bye, Kizikali. Bye, Karen. Bye, Jan. Bye, Lasya. Bye, Anai. Hey, you should not cry.
Yeah.
Good boy. What are you eating, Anai?
What are you eating? Happy birthday cake.
All right. See you all then. Bye.
Yeah, sure. Bye. Bye.